Hey everybody, happy Sukkot. I'm here in the Sukkah. We're putting in the final finishing touches of the Sukkah. And I wanted to just share a little thought. The Sukkah, as you know, is a little hut. It has 2.5 walls or 3 walls or 4 walls. And it has some leaves or bamboo on top of it. And that makes a little temporary structure that we spend the holiday of Sukkot eating in, talking, laughing, smiling, sometimes doing a little bit of studying, maybe even perhaps some work. And that's our little sukkah, and a sukkah usually brings people together. This year will be slightly different, but a sukkah brings people together, creates community. And so I wanted to share a little thought on the sukkah. So there's a beautiful story that I always liked, which has to do with the Mezritcher Maggid. He was one of the first Hasidic Rebbes, and he had a visitor, and his visitor knocked on the door, and he saw that the Mezritcher Maggid had barely any furniture in his house, maybe some wood for a table, some wood for a bed, nothing. So he turns to the Mezritcher Maggid, he said, "Where's all your furniture?" So Mezritcher Maggid turned to him and says, "And what about you? Where's all your furniture?" So he says, "Me, I'm traveling. When I travel, how could I travel with all my furniture? When I travel, I just take what's important." So Mezritcher Maggid turned to him and says, "That's the same thing with me. In life, we're just traveling. The physical part of the world and the mundane parts, that's not what's important. We're just traveling through life, and therefore I only take what's important." The past couple months, we've had many months of thinking, what's important? What's important in life? What do we care about? What makes us feel good? Is it just having money in the bank account? Or is it just literally meeting people and relationships and going to synagogue and studying a little bit? Or what's important? Family, friends. And so the sukkah is a time to remind ourselves of really prioritize what's important. We come into the sukkah, we don't have any fancy tables, no fancy chairs, no chandeliers, we don't have our couches, we don't have all our physical pleasures in life, we don't have. But we have our sukkah, we have our spirituality. It's the sukkah, it's God's sukkah, it's a mitzvah, it's a commandment, and that's what we have, and that's what's important for us. It's kind of a humbling experience to remind us that what's really important to us is being there with each other in the sukkah, relationships, doing a mitzvah, connecting to God. And when we enter the sukkah, our whole body, every aspect of our body is doing a mitzvah. Our toenails doing a mitzvah. Our ear, every part of us is doing a mitzvah in the sukkah, because we're encompassed by the sukkah all around us. And that teaches us also that in life, when we go out to life, we can make that every part of our life has purpose. Sometimes we do things in our life and we're like, hey, where's the purpose? Where's the meaning? And after many years of doing it, you wonder, where's the meaning in it? So the sukkah teaches us you can find meaning in everything. When you eat in the sukkah, it's a mitzvah, it's a commandment of God. When you learn in the sukkah, it's a commandment of God. When you just talk in the sukkah, it's a commandment of God. When you relax in the sukkah, it's a commandment of God. When you talk to a friend in the sukkah, it becomes a commandment. Whatever you do in the sukkah is a commandment. And that teaches us in life. We can also do the same thing. When we work, we can make it a mitzvah. If we work and use that money to be able to help others, to donate to charity or whatever we do with it, we're able to make that our whole work schedule, the whole week can become a mitzvah. When we eat, if we eat to be able to have energy to help others, to do mitzvahs, well, there you go. So we just elevated the food. So throughout our life, we can find different things in our life that are mundane, and we can actually infuse them with purpose and meaning. So happy Sukkot, and I look forward to seeing you in person.